Hi guys, it's Crystal here from ChristaCoDesign. Today we're learning how to knit a 2x2 ribbed beanie in the round. And we're going to be using 5mm US size 8 circular knitting needles. To do magic loop, you'll need at least a 30-inch circular cable. We're using a number 4 medium worsted weight yarn. My maroon beanie here is pictured in Lion Brand Heartland in the color Badlands. When working in the round, our stitch multiple is 4, so you can add or subtract 4 stitches to adjust the stitch count. Okay, our gauge is 4 stitches in an inch in stocking net stitch, or 26 stitches in the 2x2 rib in 4 inches. It's important to check gauge so that your hat fits and adjust your needle size or yarn if you need to. This beanie pattern comes in 11 sizes. For babies 0 to 3 months, you'll need about 36 yards of yarn. 3 to 6 months, 45 yards. 6 to 12 months, 53 yards. 12 to 24 months, 66 yards. Toddler 2 to 3 years, 82 yards. Preschool 4 to 5 years, 102 yards. Child 6 to 10 years, 126 yards. Teen 11 plus, 155 yards. Small adult, 192 yards. Medium adult, 215 yards. And large adult, 238 yards. Okay, to get started with our pattern, we're going to start by casting on. Here I'm using the long tail cast on. You can also use the German twisted cast on if you want it to be extra stretchy, but the long tail is the most beginner friendly. 0 to 3 months, cast on 48 stitches. 3 to 6 months, cast on 52. 6 to 12 months, 56. 12 to 24, 60. Toddler, 64. Preschool, 68. Child, 72. Tween, 76. Small adult, 80. Medium adult, 84. And large adult, 88. Once you've cast on all your stitches, we're going to get set up with our magic loop and join in the round. Once all our stitches are cast on, we're going to slide them to the center of our cable. Find the halfway point, the middle of your stitches, and pull the cable out between those 2 stitches. Hold on to your stitches and your cables and slide them down toward your needle tips. Keep hold of the cable like this and it won't twist, and you can be sure your stitches are not twisted either. Now we'll just slide our stitches up onto our needles. Once our stitches are on the needles, we're going to turn them so that the needle with our working yarn coming off of it is in our right hand. That's our yarn tail there and our working yarn there. Okay, now we are in our setup position. So we're going to pull our right needle out so that we can use it. We need to give ourselves a little bit of cable there to be able to use it. So here, now we're just going to join to work in the round by working our first stitch on the left needle as a knit stitch. And now we've joined into a circle here. We're knitting a second stitch, purl the next, purl the following. And that is our stitch pattern. 2 knits, followed by 2 purls. Keep repeating that around. When I get to the end here where my stitches are divided by the cable, I will show you how to navigate that part of the magic loop. Okay, so I drop that left needle that I'm holding. Make sure my stitches aren't going to slide off my right one. And then I'm pulling that needle back through to reset my stitches on the ends of both tips here. Working yarn still coming from the right needle. Pull that needle up and out so that we can use it. And then continue our stitch pattern, knit 2, purl 2. Now we're at our last 2 stitches there. Drop that left needle and then reset our needles by pulling the cable through. And we are set up to continue knitting. Okay, working yarn is coming from our right needle. I'm going to pull that needle out and get set up to continue knitting around. Going to add my stitch marker here after a couple of first stitches so that it doesn't pop off every time I have to adjust my magic loop. That'll help me decide which end is the beginning. Okay, so now you just repeat the 1 round, knit 2, purl 2, until your hat reaches the right size for your age. For 0 to 3 months, you want to knit until your tube is 5 inches tall. 3 to 6 months, 6 inches. 6 to 12 months, 7.5 inches. 12 to 24 months, 7.5 inches. Toddler, 8 inches. Preschool, 8.5 inches. Child, 8.5 inches. Teen, 9 inches. Small adult, 9 inches. Medium adult, 9.5 inches. Large adult, 10 inches. Once your hat is to the height you need, I'll show you how to finish off with a little bit of crown decreases, and then we'll close up the top of our hat. Now these heights will allow you to wear the hat without cuffing it up or cuffing up with a short, like 1-inch brim. So if you want a taller brim or taller hat, go ahead and add to your length of your tube here. Okay, we're ready to start our decreases. Remember, I put my stitch marker after my first 2 stitches of the round. So my first 2 stitches I'm looking at are knits. So I will knit 2 together here. Slide my stitch marker over, and then I will purl the next 2 stitches. And that's my repeat around. Knit 2 together, purl the next 2. Keep repeating that around. I'm halfway and have to reset my magic loop, so I'll let you see how that looks. Okay, now I'm at the last 2 purls of the round. Just turn and reset, pull that cable through, slide the needle into the stitches, and then we are ready for our last round before we close up the top. And for this round, we're going to knit 1 for the knits, slide our stitch marker over. Now we're going to purl 2 together. Then we're back to knit 1 and purl 2 together again. And that's your repeat around. Now at this point you have options. You can stop here and go ahead and cut your yarn tail, thread your yarn needle on and weave it through the remaining loops on your needles and finish off that way. Or you can go ahead and keep decreasing stitches by using knit 2 togethers on your remaining stitches until you have like the 5 or 6 stitches to close up your hat. Those who want to decrease more, I'll show you that now. We're set up for magic loop again, and we're just knitting 2 together. So we'll have a little disruption of our ribbing pattern here, but it's at the top of the hat, so it's not super visible. Okay, once you're down to 5 or 6 stitches or you're ready to finish off, cut a long tail, 8 to 12 inches is plenty of length, and thread that tail onto your yarn needle. Now we'll insert our yarn needle with the tail on it into each of the live stitches, sliding them onto the yarn needle and tail and off of the needle. Just be sure you catch each one before you pull your needles off. Then just pull to close and sew it together, weaving away your end at the same time.